welcome to another episode of Gaming Mayhem. This is going to start out a multi-part entry about the repaint of the Chaos Dwarf army. So, a little background on that. I had a Chaos Dwarf army that was not well painted. In the end, I found someone to repaint it. So, I'd like to make sure we keep the comments in this just talking about this repaint and the studio doing this repaint. Let's not get off topic. There's plenty of other forums for that discussion. So, I'll give a little history of how this happened. I was contacted by a few people offering to paint different things here and there. Then, a guy by the name of Jason from Frontline Gaming sent me a note and suggested they would touch up the entire army. Funny enough, I'd actually just gotten my mat from them 2 weeks prior to that. So I told him, I wrote back, hey dude, I love your mats, call me. So he called me and we talked a little bit, and he said that, you know, they would be willing to essentially get the army up to snuff. So this is a touch-up job, not a full repaint. And I agree with that. I mean, to ask somebody to do a full repaint of this army for free, keep in mind, everything Frontline is doing for me is for free. It's just unreasonable. So what they're doing is they're taking what they have and getting it up to the point where, of what I wanted. So I said, sure, but, you know, I want to be able to kind of show the process and how this works and how it should work for anyone else using their service. And there should be a very, very open system for anyone using a painting service. And I feel that anyone that's willing to step out there and say, hey, I'll do something for you, even if it is for a chance to gain more business by getting promoted in something like this, that says a lot about their work ethic, their standard of work, and just generally the type of service you should expect. If they're willing to show this in a public forum, everyone should be getting the same level of service across the board. So again, Frontline Gaming is the studio. They make those really cool mats. If you've seen them, I use them in all my fantasy games because they're amazing to slide your movement trays on. You know, if you want to show some support for them for doing this project for free to help me out, I buy a mat from them or get some painting work done. I'll get to showing pictures, and the rest of it won't have this long of an intro. They offer painting services of 3 levels. And they have a showcase level, which is done by a per model quote basis, and it's only one model at a time. So they have your level 1, which is your basic tabletop, a level 2, which would be, you know, maybe for characters at tabletop level, and then your level 3, which is going to be your elite character armies, and a very nice all around. Now, what I've got done is the equivalent of their level 3. So these are what they would call the level 3 on their scale. All the specs as far as design and how I wanted stuff to look regarding colors, etc., was done from my original spec sheet. And for the blood, some of you may think it's a lot. Not for me. That's a personal request. I like it. I like my armies extremely excessive and over the top. Anyone who saw my old Slanesh army would agree and understand that. And the new one that I'm working on also in the background is far, far worse. I'm not even sure I could ever show it on YouTube. But the point is, that's what I wanted and what I was looking for. So, got them here. We got our unit of 6 glorious bull centaurs. I will put some HD pics up here too. You can see right there, very fancy. All around, you'll see a lot of nice detailing on them. That's the main unit. And got my Tarok, Mr. Galkaraz here. That's his name, not the name of the actual model, but you can really see how much more of a pop is on here. How much comes out. If you look, I'll show a better picture of this, but if you look at his eyes, you can see just the blood splattered against his eyes. I like that. This makes him look really fierce. And so I'm going to show you a couple pictures. Here you can see a picture side by side of one of the bull centaurs prior to any work being done, and then obviously the one on the left is the work after it's been done, and you can see a very noticeable difference. Especially, pay close attention to the horns, the eyes, the teeth, the beard jewelry, the skulls hanging off, the fingernails and armor plating. You can see a lot of really vibrant details showing up here. Here's another picture of just the whole unit taken. You can see them all kind of together. Just give you a nice little view of what they look like. Here's what we did. Picture of the banner. I like how the banner now looks like it's scrawled in blood. It's a much more fearsome type of look. And there's a couple little other pictures. Very cool guys. So, you saw some of the bull centaurs. Again, this is the level 3 from Frontline Gaming. Check out their pricing structure. It's very reasonable, actually. It's if you're in the States, they are a stateside company, and as far as a stateside studio, they're bigger. They can turn around a lot of work and a lot of projects, and they'll be doing this. We'll be doing them a unit by unit, and they'll keep sending to me, and I'll keep updating, and you can see the progress as it goes along. Jason said right now they're looking at a 4 to 6 week lead time to start their projects, but they do have a lot of artists. Now, one of the interesting things about the project, what I like, and this is supposed to be true for everyone, I talked about my project, got all the details ironed out, then they meet, the group meets, and picks an artist. After that, the artist then contacts me. In this case, the artist called me, and he just basically ran down my overall concept for the army, as far as look, and some ideas he had, wanted to discuss what I had written down. Then he kind of rattled off like, well, here's the colors I'm thinking match with the artwork and descriptions you provided, and I agreed. He had them dead on. And there was a nice rapport and a feeling like I felt like the artist could then bring my vision to life. So it gave me a nice sense of security, too, going into this, with a little bit of a cold feet, obviously. But I mean, he turned him out great. I was sent a work in progress picture after he'd done one, just to kind of get an idea. Like, hey, is this what you're looking for? And he's like, is that too much blood? And of course I said, no, that's great. You can put more even. I don't care. And I think that's cool. I think that's really what you want in a painting service. You want. I mean, most people, at least the guys that play in I've played with, these are kind of intense things. You spend a lot of time, a lot of money building these armies. You spend a lot of time planning and organizing, just trying to get a game in, let alone building your army. But you usually have an idea behind this and a good concept. So it's nice to feel like you have a rapport. At any point, I could contact either Jason or the artist and to get an update, and I received updates in a few hours from either one. It was no problem. Communication is top notch. They very easy guys to work with. So, I mean, as evident by this unit, I'm very happy. I feel this is what I asked for and what I wanted. Doing this kind of touch-up work without a full repaint, in a way, takes some extra skill to make sure it goes together and doesn't just look weird. And I feel they really achieved that. So, again, I'm happy with this. I hope you all like being able to see the new miniatures. And if you want, give a shout out to Frontline. Seriously, buy a mat from them and tell them that you appreciate what they did for me. And what they did for the painting community as a whole. Because there's a lot of good painting studios out there. And I think the good guys need more exposure. And they need to be given props and kudos where it's due, so they get more business. Not everybody can afford to advertise or has the time to advertise all the time, but they're still doing good quality work. And again, these guys did this and are still doing this for free. They're going to do the whole army, and I mean, this is great. It makes me real happy. So they said they'll be done in time for our campaign start, which we're looking around mid-February. So then the glorious Chaos Dwarves will wreak their havoc of death throughout the that campaign. But that's cool. I mean, this definitely makes me real happy again. So guys, give them your support. And we'll throw up some other videos, and as soon as I get another unit, we'll do the next part of this. And it's going to be some big guys. I know the Giant, Bale Taurus, and I think the Lamassu are going to be next in the next set of figs. So I hope you liked them, and we'll see you next time here at Gaming Mayhem.